Bum, 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 bum. Well, better late than never, but I am officially doing my ranking of all the solo Superman movies, so here we go. Up, up, and away. Superman has always been a part of my life. You know, I've loved him since I was a kid. Obviously, you see the shirt right here. A little faded, but, you know, I got the hat right here. You know, I love Superman so much. And, of course, I love, well, some of his movies, let's say. But, you know, we'll get to that in a bit. So, before we get into anything, please hit that subscribe button if you want to show your support. And if you like this video, please go on to hit that like button. Alright? So, let's get right to it. We're going to go from worst to best. Now, I will just say these are solo Superman movies, so we are not counting Batman v Superman or Justice League. Alright, this is just going to be solo Superman movies. So let's get right to it. Alright, at number 7, I think this was the most obvious. It's Superman 4, The Quest for Peace. I mean, this movie is awful. It's terrible. Like, it says a lot when, you know, they literally have to reuse the same shot of Superman flying throughout the entire film. You know, like this film, you can clearly tell they just did not have the budget for it. Nuclear Man was stupid as hell. Like, we can all agree on that. And, of course, like, a few visual effects issues. Like, I get it's from the 80s, but even on 80s standards, it's pretty darn bad. And, of course, Lois flying. Remember that scene when Superman actually lets go of Lois and she's actually flying? Yeah, it's pretty bad. Alright, and at number 6, I have Superman 3. I don't hate this film personally. Superman 3 is kind of funny. I'm not gonna lie, I actually quite like Richard Pryor in the movie, so he's enjoyable to watch at least. And I like Christopher Reeve in the movie still. You know, and I like Christopher Reeve. I like Christopher Reeve in all the movies, so even Superman 4. But still, like, this movie is actually quite funny. I enjoy watching it at times. I actually quite like the junkyard fight between Superman and I guess this weird evil side Superman, which I guess was supposed to be their sort of version of Bizarro or whatever, but it was still cool. I like the fight. So yeah, and of course I like Annette O'Toole as Lana Lang. By the way, it's amazing to think that Martha Kent from Smallville was once Lana Lang in Superman 3. That's pretty cool. So yeah, here's where I rank Superman 3. And at number 5, I have Superman Returns. This time not starring Christopher Reeve, but rather we had Brandon Routh continuing on that legacy at the time. This was meant to be, I guess, a continuation from Superman 2. Yes, this movie was meant to ignore Superman 3 and 4 and kind of do a soft reboot so it would be in more modern times. But they would still follow along the events of Superman 1 and 2. This one's interesting because there are people who love this film and there are people, you know, who hate this film. People who defend this film saying it's underrated and stuff. I'm one of those people. I actually love Superman Returns. This is actually the first Superman film I watched in theaters as a kid. You know, I believe I was about, like, let's say, this movie must have came out, what? I think it was 2006? So I must have been, like, what, maybe 8 years old? Yeah, 8 years old that'd be when this movie came out. So yeah, I do have, you know, appreciation for this movie. Like, it holds a special place in my heart, I'll say. So, and I like Brandon Routh as Superman. I actually quite liked him. He was really good. I know it's not popular to say these days, but I'm only judging on his acting and nothing else. And that is Kevin Spacey. I do like him as Lex Luthor. Not so much Kate Bosworth as Lois Lane. So yeah, like, this is where I rank Superman Returns. I do like the film overall. Alright, and if you all love it too, that's great. And if you don't like it, all films subjective. No problem. At number 4... I have the newest one, Superman. James Gunn's Superman. I made a quick review of it. Unfortunately, I was never able to do a proper review for this film. Eventually, I will, I promise. But I do really like this movie. It is a very good Superman film. It brings in, like, Superman the animated series mixed in with Christopher Reeve's Superman. And it's just mashed into this one beautiful film, right? I really liked it. It is humorous, of course. It's James Gunn. Of course, you expect comedy, and it's quite good. I actually quite like the comedy. You know, I like the action in the movie. I thought, you know, the way it was color graded was nice. You know, so, and David Cornsweet is a fantastic Superman. I gotta say, he's definitely ranked number 3 in terms of best live action Superman is right behind Christopher Reeve and Tyler Hoechlin from Superman and Lois. So yeah, this is where I rank the newest Superman film. At number 3, I have Man of Steel. I'm not a big Snyderverse fan, but I do have appreciation for Man of Steel. I actually really do love Man of Steel. Alright, Man of Steel is awesome, I'll admit. Like, the action's great. Visually, it looks stunning. The way they designed Krypton looked amazing. Russell Crowe as Jor-El was badass. He was fucking awesome. I really liked him. I can't really say much about Kevin Costner's Pa Kent. I don't like him much in that movie, but, you know, there's what it is. And, you know, I do like Henry Cavill in the film. Now, some of y'all, if you heard me just now, probably get mad that I don't hold Henry Cavill as high as, say, Christopher Reeve, Tyler Hoechlin, and David Corenswet. Thing is, for me, Henry Cavill never truly got to play a true Superman. Alright, like Zack Snyder just misused him in the films he was in. Right? Like, I understand the way he portrayed him here, as he was literally just being Superman for one day. So I understand that, and I just like kind of like the idea that in the next film, we finally get to see that Clark Kent, aka Superman, right? But unfortunately we didn't. We got Batman v Superman, where basically he was basically just another Batman, you know, with Batman. So I hated it. That's why I couldn't really hold Henry Cavill to that regards. Although, I will say this. Had Henry Cavill been able to actually play a true Superman, he could have been a better Superman than Christopher Reeve. I could say that. He would have been, but unfortunately never got the chance. So yeah, Man of Steel, I have an appreciation for it. I love the flying sequences. I do believe, in terms of flying sequences, this film did it better than any Superman film ever put to screen. I really mean that. But the reason why I guess I put it behind the other movies, I do have my issues, because yeah, it is a little too dark for a Superman film. At times, it kind of fell short of being a Superman film. The reason why I put this above the new Superman is because, here's how I put it. Superman is a great Superman movie. But unfortunately, I do have my gripes with it, right? Like, there are a few silly moments, like the particular scene involving monkeys. If you've seen the movie, you know what I mean. So, like, there's a few things I don't like from that. So I think Superman is a great Superman movie. Man of Steel is actually a very good movie in general, if you really think about it. You know, it's actually a very good movie. It's very well made, visually stunning. The acting is amazing in the film. I mean, it also has a pretty good story as well. So yeah, that's where I put Man of Steel. At number 2, I have Superman 2. Yeah, Superman 2, you know, really, both cuts. I have an appreciation for both versions, whether it's the Richard Lester or the Richard Donner cut. I have an appreciation for both. But in general, Superman 2 is fantastic. Christopher Reeve really shines in that film. I really like the way they explored more of Superman and Lois' chemistry. This General Zod, Terrence Stamp as General Zod is fantastic. Wow, I forgot to mention Michael Shannon's General Zod in Man of Steel. He's fantastic as well. But yeah, Terrence Stamp, amazing. Kneel before Zod. Classic. I love it so much. So yeah, that's where I rank Superman 2. I love it. Or I can't really say no more. If you've seen my review of Superman 2, then you know how much I love this movie, right? So there's where I rank Superman 2. At number 1, of course, this one's very obvious, you guys. You all knew this. It's the original Superman. Yes, Superman 1978, or as you call it, Superman the movie. Yes, Christopher Reeve as Superman is my favorite Superman ever. Alright, to me, he was Superman. Alright, obviously had, unfortunately, the late, fuck, why am I freezing on his name? Gene Hackman, there you go. I don't know why I froze on the name, oh my god, but anyways, yes, the late Gene Hackman, God rest his soul, he's fantastic as Lex Luthor. I got a brain fart there, guys, Jesus. Yeah, Ned Beatty also as Otis is great. Of course, I do love Margot Kidder as Lois Lane. She's easily one of the best interpretations of Lois Lane put to screen. So yeah, Superman the movie, if you've seen my review, I love this movie. I do hold it as one of my favorite comic book films of all time. You know, from the flying sequences, like the slogan, "You will believe a man can fly." And this movie does that. I believed. every time I watch this movie, I believe a man can fly. It's fantastic. Like, and in reality, whenever it comes to talking about like solo movies, right, and how my issue with, say, interconnected cinematic universes, right, is that superheroes no longer feel unique in their own world. It's like this movie, right, what that scene when he catches Lois Lane falling off a helicopter, and then she goes like, "I got you, man." It's like, "You've got me. Who's got you?" And then everybody's there like, "Oh my god, he's flying," and everybody's mind blowing, and you feel the energy of the people as they're seeing this god, basically, right, or like this spectacle, like somebody's actually flying, and then he catches the helicopter with one hand, and you hear the amazing theme song come on. It's like, yes. Because you know Superman is the one and only superhero, and he's the first ever one to be exposed. And it's great, and I love that feeling. Whereas, to say if a superhero did that to, say, the MCU, catching a helicopter with one hand, is like, oh, that's cool. Yeah, I just saw that. I just saw somebody do that just a few days ago in the 2 blocks away. It's lame. To me, it's lame. So that's why I have an appreciation for solo films like this, and I have an appreciation for Superman, the newest one, because, like, you know, in reality, those characters that you see the Justice Gang feel unique in their own worlds. And I love this movie. The Superman, the movie, to me, is still the GOAT. I love this film. So yeah, that is how I rank all the Superman movies, right? Well, thanks for everyone for watching. I sure hope you liked this video. And if you do, please hit that like button. And if you want to show your support, hit that subscribe button, all right? I hope you all enjoyed this video, all right? And I hope you all have a wonderful day.